fix it. I added to it, and it's been added to. I've been sending you guys love emails constantly. You've already noticed that.
Yeah.
Annoyingly, probably annoyingly. So I originally had uploaded the exam with a couple questions on it, and then I said I'm going to add a third. I went ahead and did that last week at some point. I don't know when it was. There's also a video that's attached to it now. So the first two questions didn't change. The only thing that happened was the third question got added on. So if you downloaded the original exam, that's totally fine. When you download the new one, you'll notice there's another question that involves grade that wasn't there previously that is there now. Yeah.
So I printed it off last night, so is...
That's updated, yeah, last night is
Okay.
updated. Yep, I think I updated it like midway through last week or something.
Okay.
Just check your email, whatever. I sent the email moments after uploading it, so whatever the email says. And that is how I get in touch with you guys if I need to, is via email. So if any of this sounds like weird, it might mean that your email is blocking you, which happens sometimes. I don't know how individual email accounts block what they think is spam. I call those false positives. Email tends to do a lot more false positive than false negative. Why do you think that is? Speaking of statistically, why do you think email spam blockers tend to have a lot more false positives? That means flagging an email as spam when it actually isn't. They do that a lot more than they do false negatives, which would mean letting a spam email come through as if it were legit. Why do you think they block false positives more at a higher rate? Which is annoying, kinda. Why do you think they do that? Yeah, Randall.
Well, it really depends on what the email is.
But why do you think the rate is higher for false positives than false negatives?
Well, like I said, it really depends on what kind of...
Forget that.
Why not?
Because it's not important to the question. Why would a false positive rate for spam blockers be more desirable than a false negative? Yes, please, Ryan.
Better safe than sorry.
Because better safe than sorry. It is a little more annoying on the user's end to have to go through their junk mail folder and be like, this is legit, this is legit, this is legit. Because if they let through too much spam, you run the risk of infecting your system more frequently. Better to block a legit email and go in and find it and tell the spam blocker this email address is okay, than have to deal with the onslaught of spam that then gets through and potentially could harm your system. I totally get what you're saying, and it's correct, but it doesn't matter with the rates at all. Spam blockers have to learn. It's part of the 243 is learning the mathematics behind how spam blockers actually learn how to block spam. It's actually really cool if you think about it. A computer can read through an email and decide whether it's spam or not. And if you ever looked at your junk mail folder, which I know hardly anybody ever does, because usually you don't have to worry about it, but I just got an email from IT that said your inbox is almost full. I'm like, no, it's not. And then I realized my junk mail folder was almost, I think, a gig of crap over the past 3 years. Like a gig of junk mail? What? Then I went in there and looked, and it's surprising. Everything in there was junk. Everything in there was junk. I didn't even know what half of it was. Some of it was from students whose emails had been hacked, and somehow the computer had identified that. It reads the words and identifies certain combinations of words that it deems look like junk mail. Totally fascinating. And it's all based on probability and statistics. So that's 243. Part of 243 is understanding that idea of how it's blocked. Totally cool, I think. Anyway, maybe you're getting blocked by your email service. If you have a COCC email, it shouldn't be. Raise hands. Who's getting my emails? Okay, that's almost all of you. I'm just not talking about that. Apologies. So anyway, emails posted for next week. No quizzes for next week yet. I have the quiz date tentatively set for Monday. I might push that back to Wednesday, which is the same day the exams due, just to give you some more time to work on it. So we'll see. I might have it up on Monday. It depends on how the next 24 hours go at school. Negotiations meetings are stepping up a little bit, and I've got a lot of data to crunch. But if I can get some quizzes up in the next 24 hours, we'll leave it on the Monday due date. If it takes longer than that, I'll push it back to Wednesday. That gives you some more time to work on things. Yeah, I didn't get stuff back from Emily from last week yet. The quizzes you turned in last week, I guess the project too. I'm assuming they'll be sitting on my desk when I get home. Or I just said get home. Hope that wasn't a Freudian slip. Back to my office. Fingers crossed. Feels like home sometimes. Very strange home. So I'll get that. I'll get a progress report out to you guys ASAP. If I get them before class on Wednesday, I'll get a progress report so you know how you're doing. Project's there too. So we'll get those back to you as well. And I guess that's about it for administrative stuff. There are some quizzes for this week posted already, so have at them. One of them's Burma Road, grade on Burma Road out of Smith Rock. One of them's similar triangles. Is there a third, or is it just those two? Just those two. You're right, we've done okay. No. Cool? Please! Oh yes, and this is an announcement. announcement, yes, announcement about CJ, yes, let's do that, yeah. And I'll get, yeah, go ahead.